guys, what is going on? My name is Marcus. You're watching Roads Untraveled. Today we are in a VW Corrado, something we've never filmed before, something I'm very excited to drive for a number of reasons. First off being, just look at this car. This has got to be one of the cleanest and most pristine cars we've ever filmed on the channel. The attention to detail that Tyler's gone through with this build inside and out is just unparalleled. His goal from the beginning was to make this the ultimate show car that you can also have fun with on the weekends and take on a Sunday drive, which is exactly what we're gonna do today.
Hi, my name is Tyler Lawrence, and this is my 93 Corrado VR6. Had the car for 9 years. When I picked it up, it was previously modified, but it certainly needed some TLC. I've always been into the show car scene. I wanted to kind of take this car to the next level. My dad was always big into Volkswagens growing up, and I always had my eye on a Corrado since I was a kid. It just happened to be that one came for sale, and it was black on black, so it was definitely what I was looking for.
So right off the bat, one of the coolest things you notice about this car is just how close the steering wheel is to your body. Tyler's made this an all-out driver's car. I feel like he really understands what goes in to making a perfect driving position. A little bit of rub there. And what's gonna make for a really good driver's car. So having that steering wheel a little bit closer to you, so your elbows are almost at an L shape, and pedals, perfect distance, shifters right there beside you, nice and short. So another cool thing that Tyler was telling me about is the electronic dump he has on the downpipe, right? So in a second here, you're gonna open up these valves, open up the valve rather, and then you've got an open dump, which just makes the car come alive. Wow, that sounds really good. Get a nice few crackles there when you come off throttle as well. Wow, that sounds almost like a Skyline. It sounds almost like an RB26, not gonna lie. Talk about stealth mode. If you see a cop, you just close the valve, you're good to go, right? So what Tyler's done with the shifter, so basically he's replaced all the bushings, upgraded the bushings in the shifter itself, and he's put a short shift kit here as well as down tranny side, which gives the shifter feel a really unique sensation, right? It's very notchy, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like you're grinding anything together. Some of these cars with really notchy shifters feel like you're grinding stuff together. This is just, it's buttery smooth. The shifts are great. It's a really great smooth power band. It almost feels like what a stock VR6's power band would be like, just with a lot more bottom end torque, and it just continues pulling like it normally would, just basically bumping up the power band, especially the torque curve.
So when I first got the car, the front and rear bumpers needed to be repainted. So I did that right off the get-go the first year that I owned the car. Over the course of time, I've kind of rejuvenated the paint to where it is now. About 2 years ago, I spent about a week polishing the car, and this is pretty much the state that it has become. On the exterior, there's many different pieces of the car that have shaving done, as well as the side skirts that are on it. I also have a spoon-fed 70 mil front lip and a North American 50 mil lip that's on the rear as well. Due to the fact I've always been into the show car scene, I was always into kind of polishing cars, going to shows. So I do detailing with my friends' cars and kind of meet people along the way. So I try to do 1 or 2 cars a month. Super into it, obviously, as you can see. I love helping people, as well as, I'm always into that transformation of the car and then protecting it and obviously maintaining it.
Aside from all of the show car kind of stuff, the car is really easy to drive. Clutches, you couldn't ask for an easier clutch. The gear ratios are another thing, right? So you can constantly basically stay in the power band anywhere from 3,000 to 6,500 RPM and have constant torque in whatever gear you're in. I definitely approve of a turbocharged VR6. I mean, this thing sounds incredible. The general consensus is that you take a naturally aspirated engine, you put a turbo on it, it's just gonna sound worse. The exhaust sound is gonna be more muffled, you don't get the straight through that you would want. But in this case, I mean, it sounds fantastic. I don't think there's very much sacrificed at all. Definitely quick enough to have a lot of fun. I mean, the car weighs about 2,600 pounds. You can have a lot of fun for sure.
This car is a heck of a lot of fun. When you take it out and, you know, it's a weekend warrior, I take it out and just kind of take it wherever I want. Around the corners, it handles obviously the best that it can. It's more of a show car in this state, but when you raise it up and you put a set of proper wheels on it, it does perform quite well. In this state right now, you can still drive it fairly hard and take it into the corners, but when you go full lock and try to take turns, it obviously rubs a slight bit due to the fact that they're oversized wheels. The wheels that are on it are a set of Schmidt TH lines, 17 by 8s in the fronts, 17 by 9s in the rear, with Falcon tires obviously stretched on it for that look due to the fact the car is quite low. I have a set of KW V2 coilovers in this car. Rides beautiful. At this height I can pretty much get anywhere. It drives beautiful the way it is. I don't need to lay the frame on the ground, don't need to have it any lower. It's as low as it really needs to be on the 17s. When I have the 16s on, it's a little bit of a different story. It would be nice to have airbags, but it's just not really my thing.
Intake noise, turbo spooling up, all these things coming together to create a sensation that, I mean, I would have never expected to come from a hatchback like this. In order to reach your turn signals or your wipers or anything like that, you have to take your hand off the wheel actually to do that. Not a big deal. I mean, this isn't Tyler's daily driver, but another one of those things that it's like you sacrifice a little bit of function to have the better form, and you feel a lot more connected to the road that way. I mean, the ride's really nice though. It's definitely not too stiff to get around town. It's not beating me up at all. It feels race car enough that it's really something different. It really sets it apart from every other Volkswagen on the road, at least from what I've seen. But it's not to the point where it's like, do I have to get in my Corrado again? It's like super uncomfortable. My back's gonna hurt after an hour of driving. It's not like that.
As for the interior, it's all about the little details inside. Obviously I'm going for the black and chrome look with the cage to the door pins, to the door handles, to the little accents on the steering wheel, the shift knob, the badging, things like that. I kind of went for that because it's clean and simple, and black and chrome is definitely the classic look. So on this car is a Stage 2 turbo kit from Kinetic Motorsports, T3, T4 turbo, upgraded flywheel. Everything's been touched under the hood with regards to paint, but in terms of power, it's definitely not the most powerful turbo kit that they offer, but it's an OBD1 VR6 kit that's been out for numerous years, and it's fairly reliable. So the performance shop that I deal with out of Abbotsford, JS Performance, definitely recommend anybody go check them out. The exhaust work that I got done is an open dump that comes straight off the downpipe. That's an electronic dump, certainly fun to play with. I love having the stock feel of the car when I'm typically driving, but when I want that loud noise and that extra horsepower, it definitely adds to the experience. Volkswagen's, it's not necessarily about the brand, it's more of a lifestyle. It's mostly about the people that are surrounded within the community. Like I said, I got into it from my dad being into Volkswagens when I was a young kid, and just kind of progressed into me owning this car amongst many others.
If there ever was a fully complete build that we've had on the show, this has got to be one of them. I mean, sure, it doesn't have 600-700 horsepower. It's not a scary car to drive, but it's got everything. I mean, it's got the harnesses, it's got the shifter, it's got the valve on the exhaust, it's got the wheels, suspension. It looks great, super clean. It's got everything. Definitely the cleanest Corrado I've ever seen. For Tyler to take this to to the heights that he's taken it, I mean, it's really cool. It's a really unique build in pretty much every aspect. I mean, he made it what it is today, and I think that's really cool. All right, you guys, so that's it for today. Remember, we are putting out videos every single Tuesday and Thursday now, so be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Listen to the Roads Untraveled podcast every Wednesday on iTunes, Shout Engine, Stitcher. Go tell your friends. Let us know what you think in the comments below. We'll see you next video.
If anyone is interested in having their car detailed, definitely hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. Check it out. My Instagram is Minister of Fresh. That's my detailing account, so check it out. Get a hold of me, and I'm always up for teaching people about their car and how to detail and maintain their car.